Hello students, I am Dr. S. M. Bhati. The objective of today's video is to study applications of linear differential equation as modeling of electrical circuits. Modeling of electrical circuit contains three steps. First step is to form a differential equation by using Kirchhoff's law. Second step, we have to find its solution. After finding solution, we have to use the initial conditions, and using initial conditions, we have to get the value of arbitrary constants. And from that solution, we have to make certain physical interpretation. So let's start now modeling of electric circuits. For that purpose, we consider a closed simple electrical circuit containing inductor, resistor, capacitor, and some EMF source. Small q is the total charges in the circuit at time. Sometimes instead of small q, capital Q can be used. Capital I is a current flowing in the circuit at time small t. We know current is the rate of flow of charges. Mathematically, we can write I as dq by dt. Applying Kirchhoff's voltage law to the above circuit, we can get differential equation, which can be solved. We can find the value of arbitrary constant by using initial condition. Physical interpretation can be drawn from the solution, and this procedure is called modeling of electrical circuit. So, you should know Kirchhoff's voltage law. The working law is as below. The algebraic sum of all voltage drops across an electric loop or circuit is equal to resultant electromotive force, that is EMF, in the circuit. We need the following laws. First law is voltage drop across inductance L, capital L, is L di by dt. Voltage drop across resistance R is Ri. Voltage drop across capacitance C is Q over C. Let's see LC circuit. LC circuit means a circuit containing inductor having inductance L, capacitor having capacitance C, and some voltage source. Look at this figure. This figure contains inductor having inductance L, capacitor having capacitance C, and voltage source is capital V. Let's apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to this closed circuit. So according to the KVL, the voltage drop across inductance L is L into L di by dt. Then voltage drop across capacitance capital C is small q divided by capital C, and sum of these two voltages is equal to the total voltage supplied, that is capital V, and this capital V of small t will present in the right hand side. This is a differential equation, and this contains variables I, t, and q. So we have three variables, and the differential equations are ordinary differential equations. So we have to write this equation in proper way. For that purpose, we have to put the value of I. As seen above, I is the dq by dt, and when you put this value of I in this equation, right, we will find second order linear differential equation. Let's see second type of circuit, which is LCR circuit. That means a closed circuit containing inductor having inductance L, capacitor having capacitance C, and resistor having resistance R. So it is shown in the figure. We have three components: resistor, inductor, capacitor, and this is a voltage source. So here let's apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law. So according to this Kirchhoff's voltage law, voltage drop across inductance L, that is L di by dt, plus voltage drop across resistance R is R into I, plus voltage drop across capacitance C, that is Q by C, is equal to EMF supplied. EMF supplied is here, we can suppose we take it as a capital E of t. So in this way we have obtained the equation, but again we have three variables in the equation. One is I, t, and q. So we have to put the value of I. I is a current, it is the rate of flow of charges, that means I is dq by dt. So when you use this equation, in this equation, the first term will become I d dt of dq by dt, that will give rise L d square q by dt square. Second term directly R, that is R dq by dt. Third term as it is, right hand side as it is. And in this way we have obtained linear differential equation. Here variables are q and t. Let's solve the first example. An inductor having 0.25 Henries is connected in a series with negligible resistance, and a capacitor of 0.04 Farad, a generator having alternating voltage given by 12 sin 10 t. Set up the differential equation and find the charge and the current. So you have to understand that given circuit is a LC circuit. By applying KVL, voltage drop across inductance L plus voltage drop across capacitance C is equal to the total EMF supplied, that is capital E. Again we know I is dq by dt, put that in the first term. First term became L, second derivative d square q by dt square. This term as it is, right hand side as it is. Divide this equation by capital L. We have this equation, and now the values are given in the problem. We are given that L is 0.25, C is 0.04, and capital E, that is voltage supplied, it is alternating current, and it is a 12 sin 10 t. So the value of E is here 12 sin 10 t. So put these three values in this equation. Because these specific values are given in the problem, so put these three values in this differential equation. We get this kind of differential equation. We can get this kind of differential equation, where capital D stand for d by dt. You can see that we have taken capital D for d by dt. Note this. Here variables are q and t, because we have replaced this d square q by dt square by capital D square q. So d operator is standing for d by dt, and this differential equation has a type phi d q equal to f of t. Hence solution will be the q equal to Cf plus Pi. The solution of this equation will be, left side there is a q, and right side there will be addition of Cf and Pi. Fine. So we have to find Cf first. So to find Cf we have to consider A. For A we have to equate this phi d to 0, that is this will be, and apply the formula a square plus b square. The factors are a minus ib, a plus ib. We have obtained the roots, and roots are imaginary and distinct, so this will be Cf. While using Cf, we have to use arbitrary constant C1 and C2, and we have to use variable t. Now we have to find Pi, and the formula for Pi is 1 over phi d act on f of t. So this right hand side stands for f of t. Now the 48 is constant. You can take outside the operator or you can keep inside, no problem. The main thing is here sin t. The sin t has a type sin ax plus b. That is second type of shortcut method. This sin 10t has a type sin ax plus b type. A is a 10, role of x is played by t and b is 0. So what is method here? We have to replace d square by minus a square. Because a is a 10, so minus a square became minus 100. That means you have to replace d square, this d square by minus 100. And we have to keep this constant term as it is. We have to keep this constant term as it is. Fine. But when you do this, what happens? We find 1 by 0. That means the formula fails. And when formula fails, usually we write x and new operator. But here role of x is played by t. So we need to write t. We need to write this t. But don't forget this 48 is constant. So first you write 48. Then you write t. T because formula fails. We obtained 1 by 0 situation in the previous step. Usually we write x, but role of x is played by t here, so t should be written. Then you write new operator. How to write this new operator? 1 by 2d. Replace this denominator by its derivative. You can see that derivative of d square plus 100 is 2. And this new operator acts on same function as present in the previous step. We have taken the 48 here outside. So which function is left? Sin t function is left. Sin 10t is left. 1 by 2 is constant. You can take out. So 48 by 48 over minus 2 became this 24 minus sin. Okay. When you integrate and 1 by d left. 1 by d means integration. D for derivative, 1 by d for integration. So integration of the sin 10t will be the minus cos 10t by 10. And already one minus sign is there. So what is happening here? This is 0. This is no, it's okay. Integration of sine will be minus cos, and like this we obtain the value of pi. This is the pi. So basically we have written the formula for pi. 48 we have taken out or keep inside, no matter. We have replaced d square by minus 100 here. We have kept this 100 as it is. We obtain 1 by 0 situation. Formula fails. We write t, then we write new operator, act on same function. Sin 10t. 1 by d stands for integration. So integration of sin 10t is minus cos 10t divided by 10. And like this we obtain the value of pi. Now complete solution is q equal to cf plus pi. I told you here. Q equal to cf plus pi. Cf is obtained here. Yes, cf is obtained here. Here we obtain cf and just you obtain pi. Fine. Add the value in the right hand side. Then we obtain the current. Now we obtain charge at any time. But now we have to find the current, and current, that is capital I. It is given by dq by dt. So just we differentiate this right side. The derivative of c1 cos 10t minus 10 c1 sin 10t and so on. Here in the last term we need to apply product rule of derivative, so that we have applied here, and like this we can get current at any time. You can see the initial condition is not given in the problem, so we must stop here only, otherwise we can obtain the value of constant c1 and c2. Let's see now second example. A capacitor of 10 raised to minus 3 farad is in the series with AMF of the 20 volts and an inductor of 0.5 H. At time t equals 0, the charge Q and the current are 0. Find Q at any time t. So the given circuit is a LC circuit. Okay. So apply KVL, that is apply this Kirchhoff's voltage law. According to that, voltage drop across inductance L plus voltage drop across capacitance C equal to EMF supplied, that is a capital E. But the voltage drop across inductance L is this L di by dt. Voltage drop across capacitance C is Q by C, and right hand side is the EMF supplied, that is a capital E. Now this equation contains I, T and Q as a variable. So we need to put the value of I. But before that, you can put known values, like C is a 10 raised to minus 3 farad, E is a 20 volt. This time we have constant voltage in the circuit, and L is a 0.5 Henry. And as I told you just, we have to put the value of I is dq by dt. So when you put these four values in this equation, when we put these four values in this equation, we get this differential equation, right? And in this differential equation, we have two variables Q and T, capital Q and T. Capital Q stands for the charge and T for time. In fact, the capital Q are total charges in the closed circuit at time T. And this is a LD with double C. This is a linear differential equation with constant coefficients. Because T is a present downside, so use D operator for d by dt, so that the first term became d square q, second term okay as it is, and between those two terms q will be common. And now right hand side as it is, and we have obtained this differential equation in standard form, that is phi d q is f of t. Note that the variables are q and t, and q depend on t. So what is the solution? Q equal to CF plus PI. Solution will be this. Q equal to CF plus PI. So first we have to find CF. As I said you. Consider A. Apply the formula A square plus B square as A minus IB, A plus IB. We can get the roots. We obtain these two roots, and roots are imaginary and distinct. We write CF. While writing CF, we have to use variable T. Then you find PI. 1 over phi d act on right side f of t. 50 is written as 50 e raised to 0 t. So it has a type e raised to ax type. E raised to ax type. Role of a is played by 0 and role of x is played by t. So you have to put d is a, that is d is 0, and this function remain as it is. Put d is 0 and we find here denominator is non-zero. When you put d is 0, denominator is non-zero. That means formula is working. We obtain the value of pi and put this value of pi, put this value of CF in this equation. Q equal CF plus pi. We obtain total charges in the circuit at time t. From charge you can get the current, because current has a formula I equal dq by dt. So differentiate this right hand side with respect to t, we can get the current. Now we are given the condition that at time t is 0, both I and q are 0. So using these two conditions, we have two conditions. Q is 0 when t is 0. Second condition, I is 0 when t is 0. Using these conditions in equation 1 and 2, we can get value of constant C1. Also you can get the value of C2. And once you obtain the value of constant C1 and C2, put them in this equation. In this equation we can get charge at any time t. For this video we have used these four references. Out of them, two are books, and these two links we have used for the images. In this video we have studied application of linear differential equation as modeling of electrical circuits. Thank you very much.